Hey everybody, Figment00 here with another No Man's Sky gaming video for you. In this video, I'm going to explain a little bit about powering your base, which is something that they've added with Beyond. I have to admit, I had a little trouble with this when I first started. This is my non-exploit save. This is my straight up, I do it legit save. When I first loaded after updating to Beyond, first thing I did was try to power my base, because I had a bunch of stuff that needed powered and whatnot. And no matter what I did, I could not get things to power. As you can see, these blue lines here, those are your electric wires. When they're blue, that means they're actually generating power. No matter how I connected it, nothing worked. On my quote-unquote cheat save, I started powering things and it worked right away. For some reason on this save it didn't. I actually had to completely tear down my base and rebuild it from scratch. Just some weird glitch. So if you run into that problem and you think you're doing something wrong, you're probably not. Tear down your base, rebuild it. Let's move on. So as you can see, I've kind of advanced past the basic stuff. You are going to want to get to solar panels as soon as you can, because the biofuel generators that they want you to create first require a stupid amount of carbon in order to power. I've got 16 solar panels and I've got 5 batteries. Each battery stores 45,000 kp, which for my size base is more than enough to power it through the nighttime. A lot of things require power that you wouldn't think they would, like storage units, for example. You will not be able to access storage containers unless you power them. And just to kind of give you an idea, just because you have them stacked together does not mean you can power one and they will all work. You have to connect them. And we'll get to that. So, I tore down my teleporter so I could show you this. We're going to go into our tech and we're going to build our portal. I put a switch right here on the corner so that I can route wires a little easier and face things the way I want to face them, just because I'm CDO that way. Yes, CDO as it should be. So we're going to place our teleporter, and if you notice, it's got this red lightning bolt in the middle and it says insufficient power. So, again, this is on the PS4. Xbox and PC controls will be a little different, so can't help you with that. So when you go into your build menu, whatever button or key you use to go into your delete, you will see a couple of new options. One is changing the color of something, and one is electric wire. And you'll see the little green ball. So all you have to do is walk up to a power source, whether it's a switch, a battery, a solar panel, whatever. Hover on the little blue lightning bolt till it turns green, and hit whatever button or key it is to place it, which on PS4 is R2. And you start moving over to the item you want to power. It will snap and turn green. Hit R2 again. Notice the wire turns blue and the item is now powered. Now, if you notice, the sun is setting, and all my solar panels are now closed with the little red lightning bolt over them because they are no longer collecting power. Now, my base is being entirely powered off of the batteries. I've noticed that there is a little bit of a lag time between when the solar generator, when the solar panels shut down and the batteries actually kick in and start kicking out power. The way you can tell if something is powered is everything has like these little blue lights on them now, and these little lines on the bottom. If they're blue, that means they are getting power. Now, if you're like me, I tend to just use the prefab stuff just because it's easier. So once you power one prefab unit, anything connected to it will power up as well, as you can see. I like to separate my farm stuff just because I'm weird. So as you see, my farming area is completely separate, so I had to run a separate line from one of my batteries to my farming area. And you'll notice all the prefab stuff now has these little connectors outside. If you have... I use the holographic doors just because, but if you have the mechanical doors, you have to power those separately. I don't know why, but anything inside the prefab building, terminals and all that kind of stuff, will automatically be powered once you wire up the building. Now, if you decide to build with just the basic building components... Oops, what am I doing here? There we go. If you decide to build with stuff like, wooden panels, concrete panels, that kind of stuff, anything you place inside that building will have to be powered individually. So that's a little bit of a pain in the butt, and that's one of the reasons I'm glad I use the prefab stuff instead of, the panels and whatnot, except for my refiner here that... whatever. Portable things like save points. What used to be the blueprint analyzer is now the construction research unit. We'll get into that in a different video. Since those are all portable, they do not require independent power. Other than that, there's not really much to it. Build the biofuel thing first, so that you can complete that task and get into learning the blueprints for the solar panels and the batteries, because that will save you so much time. There is another power option, which is an electromagnetic generator, but if you already have an established base, that might prove a little bit difficult for you. We'll cover that in a different video as well. If you guys have any questions or issues or whatever with powering your base, drop me a comment. I do my best to answer all the comments I get. I tinkered with this for like 3 days before I finally just kind of threw my hands up and just tore my base down. You know what? I'm just going to start over. And then I did a test. I threw up a storage unit, threw up a biofuel generator, connected it, and it worked. I was like, oh, okay. So, yeah, I basically had to tear down my entire base and rebuild it from scratch in order to be able to power things. But like I said, if you guys have any questions or comments or requests, drop them in the comment box. Mash that like button, hit subscribe. I'm going to try to start posting videos a lot more often to help people out. Until then, safe voyages, and I look forward to hearing from you guys.